Apologies for the delay there. My computer was being unnecessarily slow today. But I mean, what a big win for the Yankees. Again, look, it's the Reds. I know that that's not really gonna, I know it's not really gonna move many people, but end of the day, a win is a win. The Yankees are now in third place in the American League, and pending the results of this Blue Jays Orioles game, if the Blue Jays lose this game, the Yankees will have sole possession of third place in the American League East. And this is, considering the Yankees were in last place a couple of weeks ago, can't really get too mad about this. End of the day, the Yankees are a team that struggled with offense all year, and they've been able to consistently put together runs. So, really happy with what you're getting so far. But Aiden has a lot of comments. Let me make sure I get to these. Let's go Yankees, Aiden. Yes, in fact, let's go Yankees. Big win for us. Yeah, Judge looks unbelievable right now. Judge is on a different level right now. Aaron Judge is the best hitter on planet Earth. The best hitter on planet Earth is continuing to hit. Like the best hitter on planet Earth. Look, I don't think that I think we're past the point of calling it, an exaggeration or an aberration. Like, he has a WRC plus of 195, I believe, or 194 before tonight's game in his last 249 games played. Aaron Judge is just this good of a hitter. Aaron Judge is just this caliber of a hitter. I don't think that last year's, heroics in terms of, hitting 62 home runs is going to happen again. But, is he a guy who's consistently proven to be the best hitter in baseball? Absolutely. And I think that he's deserved to have that moniker all to his own and to no one else. The Yankees traded with, they got Greg Allen back. I don't really know why they brought Greg Allen back, but hey, you never know when you need outfield depth. Volpe had a base hit. Yes, Bader had a clutch hit in the on the ninth to kind of give the Yankees more insurance. And Kalagashioka hit that go-ahead hit, or not that go-ahead hit, excuse me. That back-breaking double against the Reds to put the Yankees up 3 runs. So, ultimately, I thought that, Kalagashioka, he was, not that he was due necessarily. It's not like he's been abnormally terrible at the plate, like he was in an 0 for 20 slide or whatever it may be. But in the context of that game, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, failed to come up in a big spot for the Yankees. The game had become super close, and now it all rested in the hands of Kalagashioka, and he was able to deliver, and that's what you love to see. So end of the day, I really do think that the Yankees, obviously, again, you dropped 6 runs on the Reds at Cincinnati, a hitter's ballpark. You kind of want to say, oh, that's expected. That's what good offenses are supposed to do. But if this is what a good offense is supposed to do, then this is a good offense, right? Because that's what they did. So, good game. We got to win these games against lesser teams. Absolutely. I feel like certain years that the Yankees don't win the division, they don't take advantage of these type of games. It's not that the Yankees, get smoked or curb stomped by good teams. They've played pretty well consistently against good teams. But they just haven't been able to beat up on bad teams. And the Reds are not like Royals or, athletics level of bad, but they're still not good, and you should still beat them. So, these are games you expect to win. These are games the Yankees hopefully can come out on top with. I'm excited with how the Yankees are playing right now. I hope they can keep it up. Let's go Yankees. Tyler, thank you for your comment. I'm excited with how the Yankees have played as well. I think the Yankees have looked really damn good as of late. I think the Yankees are a team that has greatly benefited from getting guys healthy back. I think health was kind of the big reason why this team was playing the way they were playing. I think that's apparent by, the recent stretch of offense. Aaron Judge is the best player in MLB. I mean, I'm going to have to default to Ohtani just because the dude's not human, but Aaron Judge definitely makes a really good case. And if he has another historic season, I mean, good God, it's going to be pretty hard to ignore that. John, what is your take on Schmidt having to wash his hands? I think it was a sunscreen thing or just some sort of substance that they didn't really care about. I don't know. I mean, it's weird. MLB is not very transparent about these things, so that kind of sucks. But I don't really know. It was kind of confusing. I thought he pitched decent today. I thought he looked pretty good. I think he could benefit from having an opener in front of him so that he can, pitch 4 or 5 innings and then hand it to the bullpen in like the 7th or 8th. I thought he pitched pretty well today, but that hand thing was a little weird. That's why Aaron Judge won the MVP. Exactly. That is why Aaron Judge won the MVP last year, because of games like this, because he can go out and just dominate, because he can go out and be the best player on the field at any given point in time. It doesn't matter who he's facing. Yes, I think the Yankees are going to play Ben Wertvet tomorrow. I think they kind of have to. Kalagashioka started today. Kalagashioka started yesterday. Ben Wertvet is likely to start tomorrow because the Sunday game is an 11 o'clock game. Now, you typically don't see guys coming up. You typically don't see guys getting called up. Not called up. So you typically don't see guys catch 3 games in a row, so that's definitely interesting. So I imagine that they're going to have to play him tomorrow. And yeah. Is it me or I think he regressed a lot in his framing strikes? I thought it was down to start the year, but I can't check right now. I'm pretty sure his framing numbers have gotten better. I thought today was just a matter of the umpire sucked. Brian or Nora, I think that's his name. He's terrible. He is so bad at his job. He is ridiculously terrible at his job. He is so bad at it. It's terrible. But yeah, no, I thought the umpire was just terrible. The umpire is really bad. He was so inconsistent. I can't stand that. That is true. Look, Judge has performed really well against Otani, but head-to-head matchups I'm not going to use to rank players because it's baseball. It's kind of tough to do that. I didn't know he got called up. I thought they just acquired him. That could just be a minor league thing. I don't think they have no in roster spots, so I don't think he's coming up yet. The Yankees have been great offensively since Bader came back, which is May 2nd. Yeah, the Yankees have I think they've averaged close to 6 runs a game since Harrison Bader's return. Since Aaron Judge's return. I don't know what the numbers are since Harrison Bader's return. I imagine it's a little bit better because that cuts out the first Oakland game and the entire Rays series where the Yankees put together a good amount of runs. So, we'll wait and see, but I'll wait and see to get an update because Fangraphs isn't working right now. So, but I know that they have definitely hit a lot better with him in the lineup. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Wortvet as well. Wortvet's a guy who, has all year, not that he's, struggled. He hasn't really played. That's kind of the thing. He's kind of a giant question mark, a massive looming, what if? What is this guy? What are we getting from him? And I think that certainly makes for an interesting situation if you're the New York Yankees because, well, if he's good or if he's decent or if he's just a good defender, when Trevino comes back, do you raise questions about potentially platooning Trevino and Wortvet, right? But I don't think we're going to get that too deep. I don't think we're going to get too deep into the I don't think we're going to get too deep into this what was Ben Wortvet's success mean for the catching tandem because I don't think he's going to get enough playing time to force that type of conversation. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know what's going on with that. That's a weird situation. I wish I could explain that to you, Aiden. It was so funny. Yeah, Higashioka then caught every game. It was so weird, but this one's different because it's an 11 o'clock game. If they make Kyle Higashioka catch a 4 o'clock game and then 11 o'clock game, that's just stupid. I'm not one to sit here and go heavy on my criticisms with management because end of the day, it's really hard. Not that it's hard to manage. It is hard to manage, but it's not easy to know what's going on. Sometimes some guys just soar and, I things happen, right? So it's always a little bit more than what meets the eye. But if they don't play Wortvet tomorrow, I'd be a little weirded out by that. But yeah, no. Paxton on the Red Sox. Yeah, he's on the Red Sox. And I believe he's throwing pretty well. So yeah. Yep. Yeah, Paxton throwing 99 again. I'm not stunned because velocity doesn't typically take a lot of time to come back after surgery. What's stunning to me is that his command looked really good in his first start. That's something that typically takes a little longer to come back. They took a bargain on him. They took not a bargain. They took a flyer on him, and that's worked out for him. So hey, I don't hate Paxton. I actually really love Paxton. He's one of my favorite, non-Yankees. He was awesome. I thought when he was a Yankee in 2019, late in the season, great postseason start in Game 6. I've always been a Paxton guy, so I'm always rooting for him to succeed. I love Greg Allen, but why did we trade a young pitcher who's with a 2.0 ERA? Yeah, it's a little weird that they traded him. Yeah, it's a little weird they traded an actually decent, someone who has actually performed decently well for Greg Allen, who isn't major league player, but maybe they like something in Greg Allen. I mean, I don't really know, man. I couldn't tell you. I really don't know why they traded for Greg Allen. I don't think he's going to get a major league rep with the team unless someone's hurt. And that would be a different situation, but I don't know if anyone's hurt right now. So there's that. Where's the mustache? I shaved. I shaved everything except the beard. It was getting a little messy, and I typically go everything and without the beard or everything with the beard. I don't like going, don't shave here and then don't shave here. If I cut off the sideburns, I'm cutting off the mustache. And I kind of really don't like the mustache. So if you guys feel differently, hey, I'd love the advice because I'm not the best looking guy in the world, so I can use any help I can get. Is there any way to grade a catcher's game calling other than catcher ERA? Not necessarily. I think that that's something that's a little bit above my pay, not a little bit, definitely way above my understanding of baseball, my pay grade in terms of baseball, baseball knowledge and being able to visualize data and all that stuff. So yeah. Why are guys only hurt when we get them? That's a really good question. Typically you're going to take a, whatchamacallit. you're going to take a situation with the you're going to take a situation in a trade where a guy's injury prone and you're going to be able to get a discount them. So you kind of just do what you do. Like Montas, I think the Yankees just traded for him because there was an injury risk, and that meant they could get him for less. And they were banking on him not being as hurt. The second shoulder injury he had to start this year is not related to that first one, from what I understand. Or if it is, I don't think they imagined that it was going to get that much worse. It's taking a risk, and we can agree and disagree on whether they should or not. But I think that's their thought process. I'm not in the front office, so I wouldn't know. But yeah. You guys are the best. I love watching your vids. Don't tell any of the other guys but you're the best. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate the support. We try very hard on these podcasts. I try to be as informative as possible. I try to be as fair as possible in my analysis. So I really appreciate you saying that, man. I hope you have a great night. Do you think DJ or Bader DJ could be hurt with them consistently getting off days? No, I think it's just managing their workload. If they were hurt, they wouldn't have played today. That's my thesis on that. Domingo Herman was not using rosin. Yeah, I don't know if he was or if he wasn't. I don't know. The umpire said he wasn't. Herman swears that he was something else. I think someone was saying something about like the dip in his mouth, like it was like sticking to his. I don't know. That was a weird situation. Yeah, no, I've seen guys. Yeah, look, I'm not sitting here and saying like I'm like judging Paxton on a 1-start sample size. But it was, look, if his command is good after TJS, that's really encouraging for the Boston Red Sox. That's really impressive if you're James Paxton, right? Again, it's really hard to maintain command post surgery for your first few starts. That typically takes a while to come back because again, you're getting in the field of mechanics. And it was ever pitched, will tell you, that first bullpen after an offseason, released. But yeah, no, definitely something to keep an eye on from like a baseball standpoint. I get it. No one's rooting for the Red Sox. Totally understand that. But it's still an interesting situation. Who do they trade to get Allen? Diego Hernandez is like a right-handed pitcher who's 18. He's my age, actually. He's only a couple months older than me. And he was with the DSL, and the Yankees traded him. So yeah, you're a dude. Don't matter how you look. Some people on Tinder would tend to disagree. Only thing about game calling I know is that Austin Hedges is elite. Yeah. I don't know what Austin Hedges is doing right now because I haven't like checked on him, but yeah, I was actually a pretty like decent Austin Hedges fan at some point when he was with Cleveland because he was such a good defender, and that was when framing became super popular as like a mainstream like analytics thing, kind of like how xWOBA was a thing. And it is still an important stat, but a lot of these stats that like become popularized in the analytics era, right? Like we typically see that those stats get like, certain players become popular for that. Like I remember Howie Kendrick was like a big guy for me a couple years back because he had like a 400 xWOBA. So Austin Hedges, one of the guys I just kind of like liked because he did an analytical thing really well. Who do you think gets set down for Allen with his trade clause? Is he getting called up? I'm like really confused right now. Is Greg Allen like supposed to get called up? I'm going to check Twitter. I don't know how this works. I don't think that the Yankees have to I don't know if the Yankees have to put him on the I don't know if the Yankees have to put him on the major league roster. Do they have to? He had an upward mobility clause. I let me check what that is. Upward mobility clause MLB. Let's see what that is. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the Yankees are putting him on the major league roster because that's the only way the trade made sense. This is so weird. I have no idea who comes up. I don't know why they're adding a position player. I don't know who's hurt. Who did play today? It's not Franchi Cordero. He's already sent down. Jake Bauers played today, so he's not hurt. So did Harrison Bader, so he's not hurt. Oswaldo Cabrera, so he's not hurt. Aaron Judge, he's not hurt. Tishan Leyu played. Man, I have no idea. Unless they're gonna go one catcher, that doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, I don't think he's getting called up. I really don't think he's getting called up. There's no way. I mean, there's an upward mobility clause, which means that if he gets another opportunity, an MLB opportunity with a different team, I'm so confused by this. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out tomorrow, or we'll get an official announcement. There's no way it's for Hicks, right? Hicks, that'd be such a weird time to do that. Boone said he's joining the team. Okay, I'm going to hit Aaron Boone on Twitter. I'm going to not hit him up. I meant text. Not text. I mean type Aaron Boone on Twitter. I do not talk to Aaron Boone. Okay, he would join the Yankees in Cincinnati could mean taxi squad. That could also mean taxi squad. So that's interesting. Who's hurt? Because I'm going to look at the box score. We're going to look at the box score. Everyone together. We're going to look at the box score. And we're going to try to find who's hurt on this team. So Bowers played. Bader played. Judge played. Rizzo played. Torres played. Calhoun played. Volpe, Cabrera, Hicks, Higashioka, LeMahieu. Who else is on this roster? Yankees roster. We are going to their active roster. Does anyone? Yeah, taxi squad is still a thing. I remember when Jake Bowers was here, he was on his way here when Judge originally got sent to the IL, but it was unsure if it was going to be a taxi squad thing or an official IL stint. So, yeah, no, I think that's still a thing. IKF could be hurt. IKF did not play. Yes, IKF could be. The only guy who I think it could be is IKF. It can't be Wortvet because he wouldn't call up an outfielder for a catcher. Yeah, so it's got to be IKF. IKF that makes sense too, considering the Yankees didn't consider going to him once during the game, and Boone likes IKF a lot. So maybe, I don't know. I think IKF might be hurt, guys. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to throw that out there and say he's definitely hurt. We're just speculating right now. Sorry for not getting through the comments, guys. I deeply apologize. I've been trying to, figure out this Greg Allen thing right now. I guess that's something I'll keep tabs on. Florial is a quadruple A player. That's how I've always viewed him. I think he's still a quadruple A player. He's played really well in triple A, but we'll see. Maybe he's turned something around, but he still strikes out a ton. So I don't know if it's an approach change or just playing in triple A again and being really good again in triple A. We'll wait and see. Judge over under 2.5 home runs this series. I'll say under just because he's hit so many recently that he's got to slow down eventually. He's got to go a game without hitting a home run eventually. And then I think he'll hit another home run in the series. So that'll be 2. So I'll take the under. I'll say 2. According to Clark Schmidt. Okay. That's interesting. That's so weird. Black fur in his glove causing residue to stick around his wrist. Okay. That's weird enough to make sense. Yeah, Wells is doing awesome. I haven't checked what he did today, though. I know he had an offer for a little bit, but I don't know if the Somerset Patriots pulled it off. I don't know if they pulled off the win. They did. Okay, Somerset won. Wells didn't have a great game today, but yeah, overall as a whole, he's played really well. I think he should be in AAA. I don't know why he's not. Thoughts on the umpire strike zone? It was terrible. I don't know if people he's awful at his job. That was terrible, so bad. We've already talked about all the Greg Allen stuff. I don't think I'm being trolled, John. Transfer to the 60 days a likely move. Yeah, but that opens up a 40-man roster spot, sure. And I do agree that that's the likely move, but that doesn't do anything for opening up a major league spot. They still have to open up an MLB spot. They can't use Herman's spot because he's suspended. So you're just down to 25 roster spots from my understanding. So yeah, no decision yet. Yeah. No, it wouldn't be Hicks. IKF didn't play. Yeah. They're not going to name a closer. They're not going to name a closer for now. I don't think they should. I think that Clay Holmes in save situations is still a little weird, Darryl. I'm not going to lie. He's definitely looked a lot better in middle inning situations, and I understand the comfort around that. But I will say that kind of having it fluid would be nice, just because you don't want to pigeonhole yourself. I feel like sometimes managers, when they feel like they have to go to this guy to close a game, it ends up putting you in a situation where you make some pretty poor bullpen decisions, and in big spots in the game, you're not going to certain guys. Like if, for example, they choose not to go to Wandy Peralta in that 8th inning, right? And they choose to go to Clay Holmes instead in that 1-run game because they want Wandy to close the game. You're putting Clay Holmes in a matchup where Jake Fraley, who's red hot and a lefty, is probably going to do some damage against Clay Holmes. And you don't want to put Holmes in a situation like that. So I think not having a designated closer and just letting it be fluid is the right move. Yeah, I'm excited to see Ben catch. I want to see him hit. Yeah, I think I know he's a very good defensive catcher. He was very good defensively in his stint with the majors. And the Yankees actually, I think one of the big things they like about him is his raw power. He maxed out at 111.4 miles an hour with Minnesota in his really brief, super brief stint in 2021. So he has some pretty good raw power. He's a really good defender, and he's left-handed. So we'll see. Am I crazy for liking Wells similar to Jason? No. You're not crazy at all. I love Austin Wells. I think Austin Wells is one of the most underrated prospects in baseball. He's an unbelievable hitter. Great loft in his swing, is going to play really well in Yankee Stadium. He's a guy, the Yankees should, he shouldn't be in Double A. He should be in Triple A. I don't really understand why he's not in Triple A. He's killing everyone in Double A right now. There's really no reason to not have him up in Triple A. Excited to see Sevy again. I cannot wait to watch the Leafs every Sunday. I'm really excited. Not really considering the ballpark and the fact that the Reds aren't like a terrible lineup from what I understand. I could be wrong about that. But I can't check team stats, unfortunately. But they're not like terrible offensively. And, they also have the fact that, again, it's Great American Ballpark, big hitters ballpark. So it's going to be a tough task for someone like Severi, where he's not going to be in a situation where his command is all the way there, and he'll have to kind of fight, and we'll see what he's got. But the bullpen's probably going to get taxed that day because he's not going to be built up to throw enough pitches to get deep into a baseball game. But we'll wait and see on that front. I think we're doing opener and Brito tomorrow. It says TBD on the pitchers, so I imagine it's a situation where the Yankees are using an opener, which I agree with. I think they should use an opener for Clark Schmidt as well. Like I think Matt Crook should be called up in open games for Clark Schmidt. That's my opinion, but my opinion's my opinion. Austin Wells should be a top 100 prospect. I think he's a borderline top 100 prospect. I think he's that good. His bat is unbelievable. Is David Wells the father of Austin Wells? No, he is not. Don't worry about that. But good question to ask. But yeah, no, he's not. Austin Wells learning to catch from Jose Trevino and Ben Rortvedt would do miracles in his defensive development. Yeah, I've been saying this. It would only benefit him to be around these guys. So even if he's not catching every day and he's catching like every fifth day, and he's playing a myriad of other positions, whether it's first or the outfield or DHing, it'll be good experience for him to go out and just work with those guys and understand their pregame preparation. Is Cole pitching the series? No. Probably not asking. Yeah, no, it's a good question. Look, David Wells, not the father of Austin Wells, but David Wells is an interesting man in himself. So, I definitely understand the question. Why can't we call up Crook? I have no idea. I don't know why he's not up. I understand that. Well, I will say one thing. I understand that they're not going to DFA guys left and right because they don't have a lot of depth in the bullpen, but I do think it would make a lot of sense to just call up Matt Crook. That would solve a lot of issues in the bullpen, but yeah. Random question, but what makes Kevin Gausman so good when he has one pitch and is out of the zone 75% of the time? Does a ton of well with his fastball, which is thrown in the zone all the time? Yeah, he has elite level vertical tunnels. His vertical tunnels are unbelievable. They're elite, and he's capable of locating his fastball up in the strike zone consistently. And the splitter, it's just that good it's that good, right? The vertical deception, the vertical separation he gets, everything. It's just that good. It's that good. Yeah. What about Randy Vasquez? He's really struggled as a starter. I don't think they're ready to quit on him as a starter yet. He's pitched a little better lately, so I think they're just trying to develop as a starter right now. I don't think he's in their plans as of right now. Gausman should worry about not giving up a home run to IKF. Yeah, I saw that quote he had. Like, I want those 3 innings back. Get a fucking job, dude. Like, dude, Kevin Gausman's such, like, the Blue Jays are such losers. They're such losers, and they just fell to 4th place. They're absolute losers. They're pathetic. I don't respect them. I'm going to say it until I turn blue. Those guys are losers. They're grade A losers. Look, you can hate the Astros, but we hate them because they're good, right? I hate the Rays because the Rays are really good. I don't hate the Blue Jays because they're good. I hate the Blue Jays because they don't shut up. The Blue Jays don't scare me. The Blue Jays haven't won a series against the Yankees in Toronto since 2019, and they haven't run a series on the road at home against the Yankees, including the Dunedin stuff, since I think it was April 21st, 2021. Like, these guys stink against the Yankees right now. And quite frankly, I'm these guys learn how to shut the hell up, man. These guys are losers, man. I can't do it. Nick Ramirez just thinking the bullpen, they only use him when it's a blowout lead or trailing the blowout. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I kind of feel like you could just kind of let Ryan Weber do that job and then have Matt Crook take Nick Ramirez's place. But in the same vein, Ryan Weber's weirdly been good in high leverage. So I don't know what that situation looks like. I'm just as confused as you are. Yeah, which relievers should the Yankees target to reinforce the bullpen? It's early. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't really paid attention to relievers this year. I haven't paid attention. I'm usually on top of this stuff, but I haven't really as much. I haven't been, following other teams as much as I usually am. I took a little bit of a break from Twitter, so I haven't really been able to follow that stuff. But I imagine there's someone in like the Cubs bullpen or something like that that I'll say is really good, and I want the Yankees to acquire. But I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I'm not really sure. I don't even have a guy off the top of my head, funny enough, which is probably not great considering this is kind of what I do. Um, yeah, I'm a little bit curious as to I'm a little curious as to what the Yankees do with the bullpen. They will acquire someone, but we'll wait and see there. Do you see did you see Luis Heel throw a bullpen? Yes, Mario Gomez, the boy. That's one of in my opinion, one of the best representatives as a Yankee fan that you could possibly have. Not just a Yankee fan, for any fan base. Mario's a great dude, unbelievable guy, just a diehard Yankee fan. But yeah, no, I saw the video. Encouraging. I think the Yankees could definitely use him in the bullpen. I think he'd be an elite level reliever if he hits the ceiling. I'm actually trying to trade Kevin Gausman in my fantasy league after this live stream. I would advise against that. I would keep Kevin Gausman. I know I hate the guy, but I mean, I don't even hate the guy. I love the guy. I thought the Yankees should have signed him. I thought the Yankees should have traded for him. I wanted him a million times. But yeah, no, I would hold on to him. He's really good. Donaldson cutting his hand. Yeah, I wonder what they do with him. I'm really curious. Davey Garcia, starting pitcher, relief pitcher, or closer? I think it's got to be reliever. I don't think he's ever going to really be a stable closer. He walks way too many guys, and he'll never be a starter again. So probably a reliever. Light's kind of dimming on him. He's got to figure it out with his walk rate issues because they're bad, really bad, abnormally bad. I think it's a strikeout to walk percentage of 4%. It's not good, to say the least. So definitely something he's looking to improve upon as the season goes on. So yeah. Will JD be here after the All-Star break? That's a really good question. I don't know. I think he will be. I think the Yankees could they have DFA fodder on the roster, and not to say that he's the best player in the world, but I think Yankee fans would rather have. Maybe this sounds weird. I think the Yankees would rather have. I think they'd rather have. Whatchamacallum. I think they'd rather have Josh Donaldson than Aaron Hicks. I don't know why it took me so long to say that. But yeah, I think they just would rather have they'd rather have Josh Donaldson and Aaron Hicks. So I think that's what they're going to do. But I could be wrong. It's funny how we own them in Canada, and then they own us at the stadium. They're really good against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. We're really good against them in Toronto. But yeah, it's weird. The Blue Jays are losers. Yes, John, I hate the Blue Jays. They're losers. The Web Dog shove versus Tampa -1 bad game and Toronto. Yeah, it's weird. He has a sub 3 ERA with the Yankees and an incredible win probability added with us too. It's unbelievable. This dude is just clutch as hell. My pick is Josh Hader. He's nasty. The Padres are not selling. I refuse to believe the Padres are going to be bad enough to sell. As I say that, they're down 1-0 to the Boston Red Sox after a home run from Rafael Devers. So maybe they will be. But no, I mean, I think they're too good of a team to play this bad all year. And I think AJ Preller is kind of too. I don't know if AJ Preller is willing to sell. So don't buy into their slow start too much. Thoughts on Severino's return? Really excited. Super excited. I think that the Yankees are in a situation with Severino where if he can put together a good year, even after the injuries, they can bring him back at a discounted deal and they kind of just run it back again. Unlike a Carlos Rodon deal with the Giants, not the Yankees, but that 2-year deal Rodon signed, if you guys remember, it had an opt-out. That type of situation with Severino would be a good situation for the Yankees. I love the Web Dog. Yeah, he's pretty good. He has my first name and he throws as hard as me. So no, I'm joking. I don't throw 88. But no, I love Web Dog. He's pretty cool. Is he a great reliever? Probably not. But is he fun? Yeah. It's official. Yeah, I saw the tweet. We got Greg Allen from the Red Sox. Hicks being good recently, legit or fluke? Probably. He was so bad to start the year. He couldn't be that bad throughout the season. It just is not possible for him to have been that bad all year. So, yeah, no, I don't think he was going to be that bad all season. So yeah. But yeah, no, I think he's due for positive regression because he's just been so bad. Who do you like better in clutch spots, Bader or Bowers? Bader all the way. I like Bowers, but it's Bader all the way. All the way. It's Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader's the better hitter. He's a better player. And he's more consistent. There's a reason he's a major leaguer who the Yankees traded a quality starting pitching for, and why Jake Bowers was signed on a minor league deal. Bader's just a better player, so I'd rather have him in clutch spots. Yeah. But if you guys have any more questions, let me know. We're hitting the 30-minute mark, so we're going to start to get things wrapped up. Again, a really good win for the Yankees. I think a really interesting live stream with some weird stuff going on with Greg Allen and all that stuff. But we'll definitely keep tabs on that. Good question from Kaiman. Do we see Jason Dominguez in the majors this year? Probably not. I think it's a chance, but I don't think we will. If you want to get it, if we ran a simulation of the Yankee season 100 times, more times than not, he's staying in AA/AAA. So yeah, you should take calls on the show. It would be fun, but it's really hard to screen people. I'm not saying you guys are like going to do some wild stuff, but it's really hard to screen people. We want to do more mailbag centric stuff though. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. Should Jason be our left fielder of the future? Yeah, he's not a center fielder in my opinion. He's a left fielder. So yeah, I think Spencer Jones is your center fielder of the future, and Jason is your left fielder of the future. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, look, it would be fun. I would love to do it, but taking callers is really tough when it comes to trying to set that up. But we'll definitely do some sort of mailbag situation for sure. Yeah, no. So if the Yankees got Greg Allen for the Reds, yeah, I think it's an injury, Tyler. I think someone's hurt. I think that someone might be IKF. But it's weird because why, if IKF is hurt, why would they just call it Peraza? Peraza is awesome right now. I don't really know. Yeah, I have no idea like what exactly the idea is here. I don't know what they're doing right now. I have no idea. I'm so confused. Again, could be a taxi squad thing. So I do want to point that out. This could be a taxi squad thing. Not to harp on Boone after winning 2 games in a row. I don't hate him, but thoughts on the move to not walk Danny Jansen in the 10th game after Espinal was up after Wandy let him homer 2 weeks before? That is a really good question. And look, I really do think that this didn't get talked about enough. Yeah, I thought they should have walked him. I was a little confused why they didn't. Is it a big deal now? No, but I thought they should have walked him. I don't know why they didn't. It was like a base open too. It would have set up the double play. So yeah, I don't really know what he was doing there. I don't know. Yeah, no, I know I didn't go live that night. It's been a little tough with some work stuff, but yeah, no, I'm trying to keep this consistent. Because Praz will cool off here. Yeah, I mean, considering his luck, for some reason he is like allergic to getting consistent playing time. The Yankees just don't like playing him. IKF, this is confusing. Yeah, I feel like it's like, I think it's a taxi squad thing. I genuinely just think it's a taxi squad thing, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, get your last questions in. We're going to be wrapping up really soon, but yeah, the Greg Allen thing is really confusing. So don't really know what's going on there. I wish I could give you guys a really good answer, but I cannot. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, give us a last round. And with that being said, we're going to start to wrap up. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys have been great with the support lately. So yeah, you know, it's been a fun live too. It's fun doing these lives. So yeah. Did you see Karinchak allow grand slam to Pete Alonso? I did, and I am so happy that happened. Unfortunately, now the Guardians have a 9-7 lead. I don't hate the Guardians, by the way. It's not like I like dislike them, but I also don't hate the Mets. So there's that too. I kind of like the Mets more than I do the Guardians. Like they're a New York team. So yeah. Volpe's my shortstop. Volpe, yes. I think Volpe is a capable shortstop, but could you imagine Volpe and Peraza up the middle as a duo? Volpe at second base and Peraza at shortstop would probably be the best defensive middle infield in baseball by like a country mile. So yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like that would be like a good situation for the Yankees if they could do it. Who's the opener tomorrow? No idea. I wish I could tell you. I have no clue. Maybe it's Michael King. Maybe that's why they stood away from him tonight. But yeah. You know, I don't know. Thoughts on Glaber's semi-sloppy play in the Toronto series? Yeah, it was a little weird defensively. I mean, he's kind of been weird defensively all year. So yeah, just a weird series for him. But I don't think we should make any like sweeping conclusions off of him because of that. I'm still conflicted on this team. They're good. I think that's pretty obvious. They're good. It'd be pretty hard for me to walk away with the conclusion that they're not good. They've played good baseball for the majority of the season, except for when they were hurt. It did, but yeah. Sorry, I was reacting to something that John said about King, because he just said King in the comments. So I wonder if I was like right about that. I'll check in a minute. But yeah, no, I think King is probably like an opener option. Who knows? But yeah, no, like the team's clearly good. They're 27-20. I'm gonna do the math right now for you guys, because I'm the people's stat guy. I multiplied it by 2 instead of by 162. They're on pace for 93 wins. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. He's my shortstop. Look, I just think Peraza is an excellent defender. He's a league average hitter. The Yankees have like a really solid player there. But yeah, we'll wait and see on that. Aaron Judge. Yeah, I mean, Aaron Judge is better than Juan. I think Aaron Judge is definitively better than Juan Soto at this point. I think he's better than everyone. And then Tatis didn't even play. And not that I think Tatis is better, but he's like the only guy in that talent level. Yeah, he's clearly better than any player on that team. And the base running game too. Yeah, that was weird. King. Oh, okay. You just love Michael King. I love Michael King too, man. Glaber's off mechanically. I think it's just a weird situation. I don't know. I think he's just slumping. Volpe is my shortstop, Ross my third base. I think this makes no sense. I don't know why the Yankees would play the better defensive shortstop at third base when they could play the better defensive shortstop at shortstop and play the worst defensive shortstop at second base where you could probably win a gold glove there. So yeah. Ian Hamilton should be returning June 14th to June 16th. Yeah, that'd be really nice. I saw that he's going to be out for like 4 weeks. But yeah, no, I missed the ham dog already, man. That's my goat right there. So yeah, bring up Matt Crook to be an opener. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I would be all for that. He didn't pitch tonight, so definitely would be on board with that. Ryan Garcia approves of that plan. They did it with Jeter and A-Rod, and it was stupid. I don't know why they did it with Jeter and A-Rod. I have no idea why they did that. They should not do that again. This is not Jeter and A-Rod. Oswald Peraza is not Alex Rodriguez. It would make no sense to put a league average hitter in a position where you want offense, which is third base. They should trade Peraza while they still can. That's an argument you can make. I wouldn't be against that. Do you see the Yankees making any big moves for the trade deadline? I think they make big moves close to a trade deadline, but I don't think they make any big moves in like the next coming weeks. So yeah, there's that. But with that being said, I don't really know what else the Yankees are going to really do. I don't think there's really anything else to do there, in terms of like big moves. I don't think you can really do anything until the deadline. Peraza's arm's way too disrespectful to be putting him at second base. Yeah, you could just put him at shortstop. Just put the better defensive shortstop at shortstop. So yeah. Do not trade Peraza. I think that would be weird to make him an untouchable. There is no such thing as untouchables if you run your team the right way. Who's a tradable starter? Like Lucas Giolito. I don't really know. I have to pay more attention to like other teams. I have not. I think Lucas Giolito is probably one of the better starters available who I know is not going to re-sign with their team. So yeah. Trade Peraza for an impactful player, please. That feed families. That would be good. Look, if you could do that, that'd be awesome. Any situation in which you get value from Peraza, whether it's via trade or just him being here, would be beneficial for the Yankees. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just scrambled right now. I meant like no. Like I get what you're saying. I don't really know who that guy is right now. I see you said Alex Cobb. I completely forgot Alex Cobb existed. Give me some Alex freaking Cobb. I would love Alex Cobb. I am such a big Alex Cobb guy. Marcus, I love you, man. Volpe won the shortstop job. He can win the second base job now. I don't think Volpe is gonna cry if the New York Yankees say, "Hey, Oswald Peraza is like the best defensive shortstop in our system, so we want to play him there." I don't think he's going to cry about it. What is he going to do? Request a trade? Like, are we serious, guys? I think he wants to play for the New York Yankees. So yeah, Cashman's not hitting the panic button. Yeah, that's another reason why too. Cashman's a very like he knows not that he's never going to be aggressive, but he kind of knows to just kind of let things work out. So yeah, Cobb, we talked about Cobb. Yeah, he's a shortstop. He could be the second baseman. Should we cross Bellinger off the list? No. I think you should just kind of yellow light him because he's hurt. You should just I want to wait to see how he looks like when he comes back, but definitely not red lighting. Definitely not red lighting or like taking him off the list. How can I shake? He made an unbelievable grab against them. I think that mattered. He made a ridiculous grab against them. So yeah. That's why I got hurt. So, yeah. Peraza is a cannon for an arm. Yeah, it's a really good arm. Wow, Cobb, totally forgot about him. Yeah, Alex Cobb is a freaking beast, man. Alex Cobb, I'm going to go on Savant because that's like the only website that's like up because Fangraphs is not working for some reason, which, is fine, but I don't know what to do if I don't have Fangraphs. My life is basically incomplete without it. He's been ridiculous this year. He has a 1.94 ERA. I know he has a low strikeout to walk percentage, but he has an unbelievable ground ball rate. He's a special player. He's unbelievable. I love the guy. Cashman's also a moron. The Yankees wouldn't be a consistent playoff contender if he was a moron. Like I understand if you think that like he's not perfect. I'm not saying you have to think he's perfect or anything of the sort. But let's be realistic here. If the New York Yankees were poorly run, they wouldn't win as many games as they have over the last God knows how long. I'm currently watching a Mets team that's 22-23 after spending $300 million. It's not just a payroll thing. To be consistently good every year requires running your team properly. Again, people can feel anyway what you want about Cashman. If you think there's better out there, that's up to you. But to say he's terrible, like an idiot, I think the team's never been bad under his tenure. So I'd rather have Glaber at second base over Volpe at shortstop and Peraza at shortstop. Yeah, so, okay, this is another important thing to mention here. For the 2023 Yankees, you can make a very good argument. In fact, I think this is the argument I'd lean on, that they're better with Glaber and Volpe than they are with Peraza and Volpe because the team needs offense. But my counter argument to that would be, are the Yankees better long-term with are they better long-term with Glaber, or are they better long-term with Peraza? And that's kind of the thing that makes a tougher decision. But Trevor, I definitely agree with you. I think you're right. So, yeah. Bring back Gallo. I I like Joey Gallo. We got him, but unfortunately, yeah, I don't think he's made out for New York. I think he's kind of glad he's not in New York, which kind of sucks for him. But hey, is what it is, right? No thanks. Pass on Cobb. Sure, man. I mean, he's a top 30 something starter, probably. So yeah. I would love Volpe at second. Yeah, no, I mean, I think Volpe is a solid defensive shortstop. Like, I don't think the problem is that he's a bad defensive shortstop. I think we're just talking about in a world where Oswald Peraza is good enough to be a starting shortstop offensively. You would move Volpe. If Volpe and Peraza play together, Volpe cannot play shortstop because Peraza is the better shortstop. That's my point. It's not that Volpe can't play shortstop. I don't like people who think that Volpe shouldn't play shortstop. So that's wanted to clarify that there. But yes, Volpe at second base will probably win a Gold Glove. He's that good of a defender. No, it actually went up today. He gave up earned runs to the Blue Jays, even though the Blue Jays lost. So yeah, would Erod be available? This is a really interesting point. So I love that you brought this up, Marcus, because Erod's had a really good start to the season, and he does have an opt-out. Now, does he think he'll get more than 3 years and like $50 million, whatever's left on his deal, on the open market? I think the answer to that question is yes, but it's still a risk, and I don't think the Tigers are necessarily – this is weird. Will the Tigers trade him? That's kind of the weird thing. Would the Tigers trade him? I don't know. I think they would if they knew he was going to opt out. Could be wrong. Volpe's a shortstop. Look, I'm not saying that he can't play shortstop. I think he's a good defensive shortstop. I'm just saying that the Yankees, if they played Peraza and Volpe, it would be really stupid for them to put Volpe at shortstop and Peraza at second base, because Peraza's value is his glove, not his bat. He would be a league average player offensively at second base with plus defense, which is a good player, but that's significantly better at shortstop. And Volpe could probably win a Gold Glove flat out playing second base. So, yeah, I saw Alvarez did tie it. Yep. Perez I don't know if that's his ceiling, but I think his likeliest outcome is just being like a 100 WRC plus hitter. Yeah, look, they are down. They have a lot of catching injuries, so I can't blame them. Long-term with Peraza, yeah, that's kind of the thing here. DJ is striking out more this year, but I think he's been a decent hitter enough that I can live with it. So, yeah. Trade DJ and put their Peraza at third base. Why would the New York Yankees trade DJ LeMahieu? He has no trade clause. He has a 10-5. He has his 10-5 rights. Why would another team take on DJ LeMahieu's contract without taking on prospects? And he's a better hitter than Peraza. Why would the Yankees trade for a downgrade offensively to put a shortstop at third base? So that doesn't make much sense at all either. So that would be dumb. Yeah, they would be the best defensive middle infield in the majors. I am of the opinion they would be by far the best defensive middle infield in the majors. DJ is actually really good at hitting and fielding. Yeah, he's a good hitter. That's why you wouldn't trade him. Montas was his timetable. I think Michael K mentioned something about he's going to be a September guy, but I saw something that he was going to start a throwing program soon. So that's wait and see. I'm not really sure. Is Drew Smyly hot start anyway sustainable? I'd have to look. I know he's been decent. I know he has like a weird curveball where like it gets like weird horizontal movement. But I don't think Drew Smyly's resurging his career at this age. Maybe he's a guy the Yankees look to target. It depends, right? It depends on a couple of factors. So number one, how good are the Cubs? Number two, how badly do other teams want Drew Smyly? Because the Yankees may not value him the way other teams do. And if the Yankees have Rodon and Severino back, Herman's probably good enough that you're not going to trade for Smyly to replace him. Smyly would be a really nice sixth starter, but he's better than a sixth starter. So that's kind of a weird situation. He's too good to be the Yankees sixth starter. He's not good enough to replace Herman in the rotation as of right now, but that could change. But I think his hot start could be sustainable. We'll wait and see. Arizona could use an upgrade at third base. They're not going to trade the Yankees are not going to trade DJ LeMahieu. They're not going to trade a good hitter with good defense at third base for a salary dump. That's not going to happen. Johnson to Arizona, boom. Yeah, that would fix a lot of things. I don't think they want him though. I think the Yankees are better off right now holding on to him we can look at that in the offseason though. But that's a tough question, you know. Montas might be August actually. Yeah, no, I think he's an August guy. I think it'll be sooner than September. But that's what Michael K said. So I just don't know what's going on with that. Smiley got a multi-year deal. That's another factor. Do the Cubs want to trade him in a multi-year deal? Maybe. Again, that's something that I would not know. The Cubs would know that, and I'm not very in tune with the Cubs front office because I cover the Yankees. And I have not been on Twitter much or enough really to know what's going on that front. But definitely would be like an interesting situation to see how that could play out. Yeah, it's always rough because you have to trade to get guys, and then the rotation has enough talent when healthy to be like good enough to not make any trades, but that's if healthy. I'm stoked for Luis Heel. He looked awesome his rookie year. Yeah, I think he can be a really good reliever for this team. Even if he never becomes a starter again, I think he can be a really good reliever. That's my take on that. I feel like that's not an unpopular opinion, so I don't know why I was presenting it like it's like some unpopular opinion that no one can agree with. So yeah. Would you rather have Davey or Abreu? I think it's Albert Abreu. I'd rather have him right now. Just because Davey hasn't he's not even pitching good in AAA. Like Abreu, for his faults, has pitched okay. Like he's meh. It's very meh, but meh is kind of better than what Davey could give you right now. So that's my opinion on that. Yeah, it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Davey Garcia. Shares my last name. We have youth guys ahead of DJ. No, you don't. You do not. You have Anthony Volpe at short. You do not have youth guys ahead of LeMahieu. Trey Sweeney's still in AA. Tyler Harmon's still in AA. Andre Chaparro's probably not a third baseman. He's more of a first baseman. So yeah, he's annoying. Blake Snell's an annoying pitcher because he's like so talented, but he walks the ballpark. I know you're watching. I'm paying attention to that Red Sox game. I love that we're watching the same games right now, man. I don't think we will answer this question earlier, but I think there's a chance. There's a good enough chance to consider it. The Torres decision. Yeah, it could, but I don't think they're ever going to extend him. I think he's going to hit free agency and either walk or they're going to trade him. It's one or the other. Yeah, no, LeMahieu's not. LeMahieu's definitely better than Linky Lopez. That's a really interesting take. Sweeney's got a really good eye. His game power hasn't been there. And until the game power shows up in AA, I'm going to hold off on that take just because of the defensive ceiling that we have with a guy as good. No, he's not. If he was ahead, he would hit better. If he was ahead, he'd play better defense. He's not ahead of him. So yeah. Yeah, he would also give you multi-inning versatility, which is important. He's also got like just nasty stuff. Like the dude just throws freaking gas. Could you imagine him in like an October setting? Like just look at him and say, hey, go 2 innings, throw as hard as you want, man. And he just throws 100-mile-an-hour heaters. Like that'd be special. But yeah, I said I was going to wrap this up at the 30-minute mark. We've gone 17 minutes past. This has been fun, but I am going to wrap up because I'm kind of hungry and I kind of want to go to bed. So yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. A lot of interesting stuff to talk about. We'll definitely talk about more stuff on the podcast tomorrow in the morning. I have a prospect report article coming out for tomorrow and a video coming out for tomorrow as well. So definitely that. I don't think Peraza is getting overrated. I think yes and no. Like I think people are overrating the opportunities he has. Like he's definitely not in a situation where he's like there's an open spot in the infield, but I also think he's better than I also think he's like a good player. So kind of a weird situation there, but I get with what you're saying, Trevor. I'm in line with what you're saying. I would just word it a little differently, but yeah. Agree or disagree? Volpe no, Peraza does not have a better bat. Volpe is the better hitter. Your homies at Fire City Yankees want to extend Torres. Yeah, no, I know that we want, like some of our guys want to extend Torres. I'm not against it. I don't think they will. So yeah, me and the boys, sometimes we don't agree on everything, but I think we always have pretty good conversations and we always have pretty good reasoning behind our takes. So that's all I really care about for that. I think yes, and again, yes and no. I think if the bat is like a 105 WRC plus hitter and he's a great defensive shortstop, he'll probably end up being like a really good shortstop. It's a matter of how good the defense and base running are, which are like two variables you can't really look at on Fangraphs. Then we'll agree to disagree. Yeah, I guess we will. What's good, man? Hey, what's good, man? I hope you're having a good night. I'm wrapping up just now, so I deeply apologize that I'm wrapping up now. But yeah, what do you think the record's gonna finish? I think the Yankees will finish with like 94, 95 wins. Tough AL East. They'll probably slow down a little bit at some point. And they'll pick it back up again. So I think 94, 95 wins, second or third place in the American League. It's kind of where I see them finishing, just because the Rays got off to such a good start. I don't hate Peraza, but I don't see how he can work out well as an everyday player at any position. It's just a matter of offense. If he could be a league average hitter, then yeah, he'll work out beautifully at shortstop. And if we want to impact, yeah, Peraza's the best player they have. That's easy to trade. So that's also another variable here. I don't think 95 will win the AL East with the way the Rays played. So yeah, the Rays will have to be really bad for them to not win the American League East. So yeah. Yeah, no, dope. Hey, I love to see other content creators involved, but yeah, no, I'm going to wrap up now, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys have a great night. Make sure to check us out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and of course, this YouTube page. We have audio versions of our podcast as well. So if you prefer to listen to audio versions of these podcasts, obviously not this live stream, but podcasts we do, you can check out Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We have our podcast on there as well. And if you guys want to check out my Twitter account, it's dead right now. I'll come back at some point at Ryan Garcia ESM, and you can check out Empire Sports Media for all your New York sports content. Again, I'll have a prospect report coming out on there tomorrow at some point during the day. So make sure you guys are checking out for that. So yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys on the next video or live stream whenever I see you guys. Peace out.